This is the hardest thing I've ever done, and this is only day 4. There he goes, one of God's own prototypes. Too weird to live, too rare to die.
Anyway, so what exactly is the challenge? Very good question. Personally, it's to survive for the duration of the track and come out the other side alive and not mentally disturbed. For people watching though, and following the challenge, my intention is to leave Southampton Bridge, the middle of, head in an easterly direction around the United Kingdom's coastline, that's England, Scotland and Wales. The rules kind of can be found online, but in essence the idea is I need to stay as close to the coastline as humanly possible without endangering myself or breaking any laws or intruding on people's private property, especially military property. I can resupply every 7 days with food rations and replace damaged kit. I'm allowed to take a pack raft with me to allow me to cross over rivers or estuaries to enable me to reduce obviously my the amount of distance that needs to be travelled to get around the UK. I won't be carrying any money because, to be quite frank, I've looked at the route on Google Earth and there really isn't that much down on the coastline. Which is quite surprising. I thought it'd be more densely populated than it actually is. The sad thing is, the majority of the time, I will literally be a few miles away from a town. But without deviating off a course, I might actually be passing through it. So the resupply route is pretty essential. The whole route is going to be, well, I initially thought it was about 3,000 kilometres. I've recalculated the route, it's now around about 4,500 kilometres, but without any actual detail. I'm thinking it's going to be close to 5,000 miles. Did I say kilometres? I meant miles. So initially I thought it would be about 3,000 miles round trip. Recalculated it, it's about 4,500 miles. I found a blog online which said some guy had done it in 2011. He said it was 6,600 miles. So I'm hoping that with us being able to use the kayak, the pack raft, we should be able to slightly reduce that by maybe 1,000 miles. So I'm hoping to do about 5,000 miles. Initially I was hoping to be able to complete the task in 6 months. That is no longer looking like that's a feasible time. Not unless I get a real pace on, and I can't see that happening. So we're probably talking about 7 to 8 months, I think, on the road. And as long as we can get someone to supply the food for that amount of time, I really can't see us having much of a problem other than my mental stability during the challenge. I mean, there's going to be periods where I am literally going to be on my own for a week. Am I looking forward to anything? Yeah, I guess I am. I'm really looking forward to some of the coastline because it looks absolutely stunning from the satellite imagery in the virtual 3D world that I've rendered the route in. Cornwall, after some of the more remote areas of Scotland, Cornwall and Wales look quite inviting too. I'm quite dreading the fact that after being alone so long up in Scotland and literally having to survive, when I actually make it back down to civilization, and there are a couple of towns along the coastline there, it's going to be quite an emotional experience for me. It's hard to kind of explain because obviously it's all anticipation, and to be honest with you, I am almost mentally trying to prepare myself for completing the task. I've looked at the route, I've started seeing where lots and lots of things can potentially go wrong, and I don't just mean kit failure or me just not being up to the challenge. I mean literally make one wrong mistake and it could be my life. Miss a resupply, make a wrong turn 3 days out of the way, that means I'm 3 days late for my resupply, which means that I've got to make my food last 3 days longer. And that potentially could happen if the pack raft springs an unrepairable leak. Could be in a situation where I'm not able to actually cross a river or an estuary, and I'll have to try and find an alternative way to get over to the other side, to the other bank, to carry on the journey and then make my next resupply. And if it means that I have to cross 3 rivers and it adds 3 days to the journey, to that week, that one short 20-mile hike could turn into, considerably more, 60, 70, 80. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Water's another big issue. Surrounded by seawater everywhere, and I mean literally everywhere. It'll always be on my right, but I can't drink any of it. And I really don't want to carry a week's supply of water with me. So we need to come up with some sort of filtration system that will make salt water drinkable. I really don't fancy drinking my own urine, so we have to find a solution to that. So we've got a lot of problems to overcome before we can even consider making the first step, before we can even consider starting to get all the kit together. But we need your help. So if you can at all lend any advice, assistance, financial, kit, whatever, please get in contact with us. The email address is coastaltrek@sou.me. Interesting challenge. It's along a road like this that I actually thought of the idea. Anyway,